9 tiny habits that kill your likability instantly. Are you guilty of these? Have you ever met someone who is clearly capable, yet strangely hard to like? Why do some connections feel effortless at first, then slowly fade without a clear reason? Recently, I started reflecting on my own social experiences, and I discovered a brutal truth. Relationships rarely end with a big explosion. They end in silence, through small behaviors you never even noticed. Let me tell you about a mistake I learned the hard way. 2 years ago, a collaborator I'd worked closely with for months suddenly became distant. I couldn't understand it. Everything seemed fine. The projects were moving forward. Eventually, he pulled me aside and said something I'll never forget. You keep interrupting me before I can even finish my thoughts. I've been putting up with it for a long time. In that moment, it hit me. What I thought was enthusiasm was actually social tone-deafness. Habit number 1, interrupting. The fastest way to lose respect in a conversation. You think you're contributing. They feel dismissed. Every interruption sends a silent message. Your voice is secondary. Mine comes first. Then there's a habit that quietly kills connection. I have a friend I genuinely like. He's kind, smart, reliable. But when you talk to him, his eyes never fully land on you. He scans his phone, glances at the door, tracks movement across the room. You suddenly realize you're talking to someone who is physically present, but mentally elsewhere. Eventually, people stopped opening up to him. Habit number 2, wandering eyes. The fastest way to make someone feel invisible. Where your attention goes, connection follows. Without eye contact, conversation stops being a connection and becomes a performance. Then there's a habit that slowly kills people's excitement. I've met people who seem wired to disagree. You say the weather feels amazing. They remind you of the storm. You recommend a restaurant. They recall a bad experience. You share good news. They search for the downside. Eventually, you stop sharing anything meaningful. Habit number 3, emotional negation. The reflex to kill social momentum. You think you're adding balance. They feel you're removing joy. People don't avoid negativity because it's wrong. They avoid it because it's exhausting. Last year, at a dinner gathering, I witnessed a moment that perfectly explained why some people are hard to connect with. Someone was in the middle of sharing a story. Another person cut in mid-story. "Oh, I've been through that too." Within seconds, the story wasn't his anymore. The conversation became a monologue about someone else's life. The original speaker smiled politely and disappeared from the conversation. Habit number 4, spotlight theft. When connection turns into performance, conversation isn't about topping each other's stories. It's about making space for each other. When you constantly pull the spotlight back to yourself, eventually, people stop bringing their stories to you. Then, there's something truly toxic: public shaming. It happens even in the name of joking, exposing someone's failures, mocking their flaws, or bringing up things they'd rather forget, all in front of a crowd. I remember being at an event where someone mentioned a failed project of mine in front of a dozen strangers. I laughed it off at the moment, but mentally, I had already blocked that person. Habit number 5, public exposure. Weaponizing someone's vulnerability. You think you're lightening the mood, but what they feel is humiliation and betrayal. Then there's a quiet trust killer, borrowing and never giving back. It starts small, a pen, a lighter. Then it grows into money, favors, and things that actually matter. You borrow it, then conveniently forget. Or you keep pushing the return further into the future. I once lent a friend $2,000 during an emergency. He promised to pay me back in a week. 3 months passed, not a word. He did pay me back eventually, but something between us never fully recovered. Habit number 6, reliability. Erosion. Trust doesn't break loudly, it fades. Every delay sends a message. You're not just keeping their things, you're spending the most valuable thing they ever gave you: their trust. Habit number 7, trust leakage. Reputation doesn't collapse overnight. It erodes. Some people survive on the drama of talking behind others' backs. Today they're trashing someone else to you. Tomorrow they're trashing you to someone else. They make every room feel psychologically unsafe because everyone starts wondering, if they can gossip with me, what are they saying about me? You think you're bonding. You're actually teaching people you can't be trusted. Habit number 8, the theft of time. Respect is measured in minutes. Then, there's the subtle arrogance of chronic lateness. Late for meetings, late for dinners, late for the moments that actually matter. I know someone incredibly talented, always showing up when the moment is already over. At first, people were patient. Eventually, the invitation stopped. When you're always late, you're not just wasting time. You're saying, my schedule matters more than our relationship. And the final habit is the quietest, but often the most exhausting: emotional dumping. Constant complaining, chronic negativity, emotional baggage handed to anyone who will listen. Every conversation becomes a report of what's broken. The job, the world, your luck. Venting once in a while is human, but when every interaction turns into emotional unloading, people begin to quietly step back. Habit number 9, the energy vampire. When connection starts to feel like responsibility, you think you're looking for comfort. They feel emotionally hijacked and slowly drained. And one day you realize the room is quieter when you walk in. On their own, each of these habits feels harmless. Together, they can quietly ruin your relationships. The scariest part? Most people don't even realize they're doing them. You think you're just being authentic, but to others, you feel disrespectful, unreliable, and emotionally exhausting. It took me nearly 2 years of intentional effort to unlearn these patterns. Now, I listen fully before I speak. I hold eye contact, I affirm before I challenge. I show up on time, I return what I borrow, and I take responsibility for my emotional weather. Because likability isn't luck, it's awareness. Change is uncomfortable, but the rewards show up faster than you expect. You'll notice more people opening up to you, more people willing to support you, and relationships that finally feel real. Likability takes years to build and seconds to lose. Every small action is either adding to or subtracting from your social bank account. Don't let unconscious habits sabotage relationships you genuinely value. Start watching yourself, starting today. The next time you're in a conversation, notice, are you interrupting? Are you truly listening? Or are you disagreeing before you even understand? Unlearning one habit is winning back one piece of respect. Because long before people understand your intentions, they've already decided who you are. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next one.